What's going on, Onyate? This is Mr. Sprague coming to you from the OHS Math Department, bringing you the very first ever homeroom math activity for geometry. Now, I know what you're thinking, Mr. Sprague, this is only one problem, and I've got a fever for more mathematics. And the only remedy is more mathematics. Well, fear not, my friends. We've got more mathematics coming to you each and every single week in your homeroom, so make sure you show up to your homeroom class to get that taken care of. Right, so today we have a problem we're going to talk about expressions and equations. So the first activity says which of these are expressions and which one of these are equations. So the difference between an expression and an equation is an expression is a combination of variables and letters. An equation is more expressions, but you got an equal sign in there. So anytime you see an equal sign, you know that that's an equation. I'm going to underline in this color here the equations. These are equations. They have equal signs. So with a completely different color, I'm going to underline the expressions. There we have it. Going on to the next problem, we have this rectangle. A rectangular room has these dimensions x and x plus 5. So question A says, what is a simplified expression for the perimeter of the rectangle? A lot of times we get perimeter and area confused. Perimeter means the distance around. So if we imagine this rectangle as a big playground with a fence, what is the length of the fence around this playground? Well, we have one side, which is x, plus another side, which is x plus 5, plus another side, which is x, plus another side, which is x plus 5. Now, when you say simplify, we want to simplify this as much as we possibly can. So we're going to identify any like terms. I'm going to highlight them in different colors here. So anything that's a variable, that's the same variable, I'm going to highlight. And that's this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. That looks to me like a total of 4 x's. Let me write that out. So this is equal to 4x. In a different color, I'm going to highlight the numbers, which are not variables, and that's that one and that one. That looks like a total of 10. So then I have a total of 10, and I'm adding these. My simplified expression is simply 4x plus 10. Question B says, what is a simplified expression of the area of the rectangle? Well, the area is the space inside, and we know that from being the length times the width. So I'm going to write one expression down, and then I'm going to simplify that. The expression is x times x plus 5. The common mistake is to write it like this, x times x plus 5. But that's not going to work for us because order of operations says we need to multiply first before we add, but we're actually multiplying x times all of x plus 5. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this x plus 5 in parentheses. And after I simplify that, when I simplify this, I'm actually going to distribute these through. So I have x times x, which is x squared, then x times 5, which is 5x. Now I know back up here for problem A, I said any x's are like terms. Well, in fact, x squared and x might as well be different variables. They might as well be x's and y's. So we actually cannot combine these two together. That's your simplified answer. X squared plus 5x. So question C says, if the perimeter of the rectangle is 74, what is the value of x? We're going to solve an equation here. So here we have an expression, here's an expression. Now we're going to get into some equations. So the perimeter is 74. I'm going to take my perimeter equation, which was this one up here, and I'm going to set it equal to my number of 74. Now hopefully we're proficient at solving these equations. I'm going to do this one by one by one. And my first step would be to subtract 10 from both sides. And I get, draw an arrow over here, 4x, which equals 74 minus 10, which was 64. Lastly, I've got to divide this, both sides of the equation, by 4. 64 divided by 4, I'm going to write this up here. X is equal to 16. Last question for today is, suppose that x equals 9, what is the area of the rectangle? Well, when we're talking about the area, we're specifically talking about this expression here. So we have x squared plus 5x, but instead of x, I'm going to substitute x equals 9, or 9 in for x. So we have 9, and then we have another 9. So everywhere I see an x, I'm going to write 9. So now we have 9 squared, which we know is 81. Scroll up really quick here. 81 plus, and then 5 times 9, which was 45. Adding these two together, because these are like terms, they're both just numbers, I'm going to get a total answer of 126. Now, I made a mistake here. I actually didn't talk about the units. So I'm going to go back up. So we notice that the dimensions are in feet. So if this was x feet, so say x was 10, this would be 10 feet. This would be 10 plus 5, that would be 15 feet. So back to C and D, I actually need to make a simplified or a new answer here. Instead of saying 16, I'm going to say the perimeter is 16 feet. That's my final answer for C. For D, because area is two-dimensional, we have to have a two-dimensional component for our area. So it's not just feet, but inside, my answer is actually square feet, so we actually say feet squared. That is your final answer. Your lesson is complete. Thank you very much. Good luck.